Hello and welcome to the Monday Morning Wrap here on Sports Tree Ltd. Folks, I'm Connor Entree, and today we're going to be doing things a little bit differently. That's right, you can't see me. Because Ontario is still in lockdown and I need to get out of the city, I decided to go up into a cabin in the woods. No, this is not a remake of a horror film. This is the Monday Morning Wrap. And on our 15th edition of the Monday Morning Wrap, we wrap up everything you need to know about UFC 261 after correctly analyzing and predicting all three title fights. Our team to watch from Down Under won the Zurich Classic. A Rose Among Thorns wins our bump of the week via unseen mental fortitude. OKC is feeling the April showers and have yet to win this month. What stumps? Our sporting menu of the week serves up a bracket challenge update for our UEFA bracket challenge presented by EaglesTracker. Our main course is Copperhead for the Valspar Championship, and an NFL draft that should be savored is our dessert. Our NHL and NBA fantasy up and downs have you ready for a deeper playoff run, and of course, a chance to win some NHL tickets with our Monday Morning Wrap trivia wrap. Getting into our weekend wrap up now, the PGA Zurich Classic, the duo from Down Under got it done. Cameron Smith and Mark Leishman won the tournament. They were our picks to win from last Monday's show. We'll have some more PGA picks for the Valspar Championship for you in a bit. From UFC 261, it was an insane card. All 5 fights on the main card ended via TKO or knockout. We were 4 for 5 on our main card picks, including going perfect with all 3 title predictions. And that gets us into our bump of the week. Thug Rose Namajunas. She knocked out Zhang Weili just 1 minute and 18 seconds into the very first round to become the first woman in UFC history to win a belt she had previously lost. When Rose was dropped on her head and lost her title back in 2019, she emotionally broke down and was quote-unquote relieved. Many analysts and fans alike counted her out, saying that she wasn't mentally tough enough for this sport. So she decided to get back to work, focus on her inner demons and her mental health. She avenged her loss to Jessica Andrade in 2020 and now has knocked out Zhang Weili inside 2 minutes when she got the opportunity back. She broke down as Dana White strapped the UFC gold around her waist for a second time. From there, Rose and Joe Rogan say it best.
Thug Rose, you shook up the world again.
I did it again, but God did it, man. I really just had to have faith in him, and that's what got me through. Whew. Whew.
You were so focused. Before the fight started, you were standing over there, and as Bruce Buffer was saying your name, you were saying to yourself, I'm the best. I'm the best.
I am the best.
You certainly are. There's no doubt about that now.
Rose Namajunas, huge victory for mental health and all of those who have lost their way. Just remember, you're never out of the fight, just like Thug Rose Namajunas. You've earned our bump of the week. Our stuff of the week has to go to the OKC Thunder. They've lost 13 straight games and haven't legitimately won a game in April. The last win came on March 31st when they beat the Raptors. Now, I didn't consider OKC a contender this year to begin with, but when the 8th seed is just hovering 3 games above 500, you would think a playoff push is in order. Not an implosion from within, seeing 0 success in the month of April. They still have 3 games on tap for the rest of April to try to get a win. For personal pride, you have to at least win 1 game this month. Don't go 0-16, you stumps. Our appetizer of the week is the UEFA Champions League, and we have a bracket update presented by EaglesTracker. Dan Campagna leads our bracket challenge with 11 points. With 3 points available in the semifinal and 4 points available in the final, it is still anyone's bracket. Real Madrid plays Chelsea tomorrow, and PSG squares off against Man City on Wednesday afternoon at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. Our soccer analyst Aaron Canton has picks for those games that will be dropped on our social media at Sports Tree Ltd across Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook going into tonight and tomorrow before the big games. Our entree of the week is the Valspar Championship from the Copperhead course at the Innisbrook Golf Resort. That tees up on Thursday, being the last leg of the Florida circuit of this year's unique PGA Tour schedule. In proper Sports Tree fashion, we're going to give you our 3 players to look out for this week, along with our sleeper pick. And our first player that you have to watch out for is the world number 2, Justin Thomas. He's a 9-1 betting favorite entering this week, and it's no wonder why. Thomas has a win at the Players this year and 4 top 20 finishes in just 7 starts worldwide in 2021. Copperhead's narrow fairways and challenging greens put emphasis on ball striking, and JT certainly passes that test, sitting second on strokes gained in the tour this year. Our second pick at 14-1, he's no longer our sleeper, he's just our guy. It's Corey Connors. Not many golfers on tour, let alone in the world, can boast Corey Connors' tremendous record in his last 5 stroke play starts. finishing for 3rd place, 7th place, a tie for 14th, a tie for 8th, and a tie for 4th, respectively. Over the last 36 rounds on the PGA Tour, the Canadian has been lighting it up, sitting 1st in tee to green average and 1st in ball striking, which is what you need to win at Copperhead. Our 3rd pick at 20-1 is Paul Casey. He's the 2-time defending champion at this event. Not only does Casey have tremendous course history at Innisbrook, but the 43-year-old is dialed in 2021. He's collected a win and 6 top 12 finishes in just 8 starts worldwide this year. The proof is in the pudding. Our sleeper pick is Emiliano Grillo. The 28-year-old is a terrific ball striker and finally has his game coming together. Grillo is coming off a runner-up finish at the RBC Heritage and has finished 22nd or better in 5 out of his last 7 starts. Our sporting dessert of the week here on Monday Morning Wrap is the NFL Draft. Roger Goodell is fully vaccinated and has been granted permission to hug players that have been drafted. Now that the crucial procedures are in place, let's get to the less important but the more fun part of the actual draft. Everything gets going on Thursday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time in Cleveland. The Jacksonville Jaguars will draft Trevor Lawrence with the 1st overall pick. Outside of the top overall lock, there's a ton of buzz heading into this draft, especially with star quarterbacks retiring in Drew Brees and Phillip Rivers, and other quarterbacks moving on from situations like Mitchell Trubisky in Chicago. There are 4 legit first-round QB prospects available going into Thursday night. With that said, Miami has said they're willing to trade the 6th overall pick, and teams like the Bears are licking their paws, waiting to pounce. Be sure to stay tuned into your favorite team and Sports Tree throughout the week for all the news surrounding the NFL Draft. For our NBA and NHL fantasy up and downs on this week's edition of the Monday Morning Wrap, we understand that you're in the thick of playoff season, so we're going to give you a couple players that you absolutely have to put up and into your lineups to win the championship, and a couple guys that you should move on from. Starting in the NHL, Jean-Gabriel Pageau is getting hot at the right time for any fantasy GM. He's tallied 4 points in his last 4 games and added 10 shots and 10 hits in that span, getting production all across the board, so make sure you put him up and into your lineup. As for a down, it's Blake Wheeler. He's played in just 2 games this April. No matter his talent, you can't waste a roster spot in the playoffs. As for the NBA, our up is Naz Reid. To find out why, tune in to Swish Sunday on our sports blog. Our big man Luke Roundtree is 4-2 and the most anticipated matchups across the NBA over the past 2 weeks, so make sure you give that a read before making your weekly parlays. As for our down, it's Kyle Lowry. He's played in just 3 of the team's last 10 games, and with Toronto on the outside of the playoffs looking in, he's not in that same playoff mode we've seen in years prior. For the trivia question on this week's edition of the Monday Morning Wrap, to get in to win a pair of NHL tickets, we're going to keep this question in the NHL. There's been a lot of commotion around the NHL surrounding this player who has played the most games in NHL history as of today, Monday, April 26, 2021. Who has played the most games in NHL history? Head on over to Sports Tree right now and answer that trivia question to get in to win a pair of NHL tickets. Thank you so much for tuning in to this week's edition of the Monday Morning Wrap. And remember, an upgrade in your subscription is an upgrade in your chance to win not just tickets to see your favorite teams, but up to $15,000 per year. Folks, I'm Connor Roundtree, and that's a wrap. Order up.